You've even got going. I am a few minutes late. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Yes, it is a Monday the 20th, Central 10 p.m., 10:15 Central European time. And we are back with Lockdown Level Up Live. It is number 6. So if you've been watching, thank you very much for your support. I am Colin Clapp of Parenting Passports and Profits and online marketing done for you. If you want those links, just hit me up and you can have them back anytime. So welcome. Look, I've got a cup of tea, which is still very hot. I've got one more chocolate biscuit, which I didn't quite eat before I could go live. So hopefully we'll find a gap for me to eat that. So yeah, so if you're new to the show, I will talk about why this show is here. But yeah, it's an interactive show, so make sure you let me know where in the world you are. Tell us in the comments. We would love to hear what's going on. What does lockdown look like for you? And what are you working on? So yeah, just in the comments, I can see what's going on. We've got Trey in the house. Hey Trey, good to see you, my friend. I hope all is well. Trey's coming in from Mexico, I believe. So good to have Trey here. We interviewed Trey last week. So yeah, this is very much a drop-in show. You can come on at any time. So if we go back to the main Level Up Live, there we go. Yeah, so if you see down in the left hand corner, we have a way you can come on the show and tell us what you're working on. You just type that link. I'm sorry I can't make it an interactive link, but that link down there will allow you to join a Skype call. Now I actually fired up, I tell you what, it's part of this. Remember, this whole thing is an experiment, so I'm not going to fire Skype up because I actually want to preserve my computer's energy. That reminds me, I have lost my power cord. This whole thing is an experiment. Everything I'm doing, my goal is about mastering the platform that I'm broadcasting on. So I'm going to talk about that and how I'm trying to level up using this software. If you have tuned in, you'll straight away realize I'm coming at you from a different angle. So I'll try and, I've got some lights over here, and I've just literally sort of moved around the kitchen table. Yeah, in terms of where in the world are we? We are in rural France, central France. We've been here about a month. We are a full-time traveling family, and we were scheduled to get here about a week before lockdown. Obviously didn't know lockdown was coming, and thank Lady Luck and serendipity that we did, because we had time to buy some warm clothes after being 3 years in Southeast Asia and an eternal summer. Got some warm clothes. I'm actually wearing a sweatshirt now that I bought just a month ago, having not sort of worn long sleeves for a very long while. And we were able to settle into a rural France. So that's where we're calling home right now. So yeah, remember, if you're just joining, where in the world are you? Remember to leave your comment, let us know in the comments where you are. And if you want to join in the show, just let me know and you can come on. You can come on very easily. This is, I kind of think of this bit like a radio talk show. Just come on, say hi, tell us what you're working on. It's very easy for you to come on. You just go to this Skype link, and regardless of whether you've got a Skype account or not, you can come on and join in the show. So it's not meant to be about prep. Oh. I have no idea what just happened then. This is live video. I don't know what I said, but my iPad, which is about 3 feet behind, and I haven't touched all day long, just fired up. Siri just responded. So what's that all about? Now, are we trying to keep power in the machine? There we go, there we go. Okay, let's see if anyone is in the house. Remember, say hi, leave your comments. Do you have a question? Now, what else can we do? We can do website reviews. If you are, do you have a website? It's something I like to do to help give back. I have a background, online marketing, search engine optimization, web conversions, things like that, keyword research. But if you want us to have a brief look at your website, we can do that. And we've got, let me see if I can show you how we're going to do that. We will pop the clock, we will pop the countdown on, and we'll just, you give me your URL. There's ways we can do that, and we will do a little countdown. Yeah, so that's how it works. Okay, yeah. So yeah, if you want a website review, if you just come on board, we'll run the clock. We can do a website review. Happy to do that. Feel free, yeah, and we'll have a quick review of your website. So yeah, don't forget, if you're just joining, where in the world are you? We want to hear from you. Leave a comment and let us know what's lockdown look like for you. What are you working on? This is meant to be fun. If you're, depending on what time zone you might be in, you could be having a late night cup of tea. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. You could be having a late night cup of tea like I am. I've got a chocolate biscuit I'm desperate to have. You might be coming at us from New Zealand, and which is where we're from. And it is the middle, it's first thing in the morning, around about 8 o'clock a.m. So yeah, say hi if the sun's coming up on your world. We had Sue on last Friday. She came in and told us all about her new business. She was leveling up as a virtual assistant, and I know she's been doing that for a while, got a brand new website up, and she came on board and jumped in, and we had some time with Sue. So yeah, if you're working on something new, you want to promote something, you got a book, a show, or if your kids or yourself are just learning a new musical instrument and you want to strum a chord and put it out there, that's leveling up. So let's have some fun. Tell us what you're doing. You know, it's a family show. It is meant to be light-hearted, you know. So let me backtrack a little bit. Why we're here? Yeah, because it is meant to be light-hearted. Don't forget, the comments are there. You can tell me where in the world you are. I'd love to hear from you. Just leave a comment. If you want to come on the show, tell us what you're working on. Just leave a comment. I can bring that up, and we'll make it happen. The Skype link that I've got there, I am going to start that Skype call. How can I do that? How can I do that? I'm going to start that call. And that looks like the Skype thing is going. So let's just turn that sound down a little bit. Oh my God. He says, I hope you can hear all this. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. So. Right, so I got some apologies to make. I hope you've been able to hear anything. As you see, I've just put my headphones in. This makes me realize that I've got the YouTube thing going on, which means that I should be turning this off, and I will explain why. Okay, so yeah, I discovered last week that if I beam this thing out, what happens is I have the YouTube channel. I'm going to see if I can show you this. Right. So yeah, I've got the YouTube. If I share my screen, you can see I've got my YouTube channel there, and it's kind of hidden behind my broadcast window. And it means I've got a rough idea of the comments, but I've also got a tool within my broadcast software that lets me see the comments. But the reason I'm telling you this is because we discovered that there's quite a bit of a delay. So I'm talking to you, but you're probably hearing me several minutes possibly after I'm actually talking. So what we discovered was if the video starts firing on YouTube, the bandwidth starts to get chewed up. So obviously I need to use the upload speed, and the YouTube probably using the download speed. So that was a discovery. So that's all. So this is another sort of segue into why I'm here, because I'm coming to you. This show is a live experimental show. because I'm trying to upskill in this software, and I'm coming on here to make my mistakes and to not be make myself vulnerable, to screw it up, but to have some fun in the process and to show you that it's okay to screw it up. I've got all sorts of things in front of me that I could play with, and I'm going to try and play with them live and sort of show you what I'm working on, in the hope that you will also tell me what you're working on, and I can encourage you to move forward, and the audience can encourage you to move forward, because yeah, now's not the time. So let me backtrack a little bit one more time, just in case if you're coming on the live, if you're just coming on board, let us know where in the world you are. Just leave a comment. I'm just going to take a bit of the chocolate biscuit while you're not looking. Sorry if you can hear me eating. Yeah, so leave a comment. Tell us where in the world you are. Let us know if you've got something to share. The Skype thing is up and running now, so if you actually type that URL into your web browser, you could just come on. You can, and you won't be able to come on without me accepting the call, but you don't need a Skype account. You can just come straight on. So it will be absolutely amazing to hear from you. Looking forward to connect with old friends, old associates, new friends, new associates, world schoolers. Yeah, so let us know. Also, if you can't tell us where you are, maybe you can tell us. So I'm just going to take my screen share back. Now you got me, eat my chocolate biscuit. Okay, what else could you tell me about? What else could you tell me? You could tell me, what are you reading? We'd love to know what sort of good books are going on in your world. Why are you reading it? What are you getting out of them? How's it helping you level up? Or is it just some fun to relax in these sort of stressful times? So, okay, let's get back to why this is happening, and you know what it means for you. Okay, level up live. So, okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, so yeah, about a little while ago, it's kind of just a few things have happened. Obviously, these are very stressful times and very different times. And I was listening to a podcast by a friend of mine, and something stuck in my mind. He said something, he used the word impoverished. I don't think he meant it literally, but what he was referring to was, we should all come out of this experience richer by investing in ourselves. He didn't use those exact words, but that was the meaning. In other words, you know, we're in this period now where things are different, and maybe your time's filled up with different things, but it's possible you've got a lot more time on your hand. You know, you're not commuting, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and you have got some extra time. And so the excuse of not working on yourself or not working on your business because you haven't got time, and remember, we've all got the same time even when things were normal. We've all got 168 hours, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It's just how we choose to use it that differentiates us. But now, you know, you've got probably more, there's potentially, obviously not everyone, you know, those frontline workers, those essential workers all over the world, they have not got this opportunity, but many of us have. We can read books, we can listen to podcasts, we can watch videos. I understand that around the world there are online courses being given away at cheap prices, discounted prices, so that you can invest in yourself. What an amazing opportunity to go in and invest. And this show is meant as an opportunity to invest. You can come and just make yourself accountable for 10 minutes about what you're having fun with. So what my friend Martin was saying was, he was saying that this is the time, you know, and if you come out the end of this period, however long it may last, wherever you are in the world, if you come out of this period and you haven't upped your game in some shape or form, even if it's just on a personal level, like you might be learning the guitar or a musical instrument or whatever, or you might have challenged yourself to read some books, you know, what a great opportunity. What a great opportunity. Now is that time. Okay, so that kind of just stuck in my brain. I didn't think anything about it. I was working on some things, so I didn't feel like I had to jump and respond to what he was saying, because I'm constantly upskilling. If you know me and Ellie, we are lifelong learners. But I didn't start that journey of being a lifelong learner until I was 38. I'm not going to bore you with the story that took me to that period in my life, maybe another day. But I had no clue about personal development or working on yourself until I was in my late 30s. But I needed an event. I needed an event in my life to make me sit up and take notice of myself, that made me look into things like personal development. And I didn't even know what it was called back then. I just knew something had to change in my life, and I went on a personal development journey without even knowing I was on a personal development journey. But the more I went into it, the deeper I got, and I'm still here. And listening to podcasts is all part of that evolution. I'm just going to try and play. If you are listening, I'd love to know, can you just let me know if the sound is okay? Because this is an experiment. There's a reason why I've got earbuds in, and if you're watching the show last week, you see the first 4 days I had USB earphones. Hey Jonathan, great to see you. I think Jonathan, tell us where in the world. I think I know where you are, but it'd be great to for you to leave a comment and let us know where in the world you are from. If you was watching the show last week, you'll know that I had USB headphones in, and so they were using. I'm coming to you from a MacBook Pro using some software called Ecamm Live. And but the USB headphones use up one of my USB ports, and I also have this this portable keyboard. It's part of our sort of location independent traveling light kit, and so both my USB ports were used up. And I want to show you how we can use different equipment in a live broadcast. So inside here. Those of you watching last week, you would have seen this was sitting on the shelf, and by the time we got to the end of the week, this is a Canon camera. And I didn't have time to get it out. And remember, part of this show is I'm going to do my experiments live in front of you, and hopefully we can keep each other entertained. So I need to, in order to have the camera come into the live broadcast, I need a USB port. So I've put in just some regular earbuds. I don't possess a special podcast mic. I would like to invest in one of those soon. If Amazon unblocks their channels here in France. Excuse me, I need a breath. Maybe I should. I'm going to have another piece of chocolate biscuit. Okay. So where in the world you are? Remember, if you come on, you can. I'll give you a big round of it. I'll give you a big round of applause if you come on. Leave a comment. He says. Come and join the party. Come and join in. Just have some fun, be impromptu. You can use the Skype link below. If you just type that in your browser, you will join a group call, and I can just say yay or nay, and we can have 5 minutes. And just come and say hi. It's like a kind of radio show, a bit of accountability, a bit of professionalism. Tell us what you're working on, promote yourself. If you sit it. So this comes to point number 2. So there was point number 1. Martin, in his podcast, said, don't let this period pass without learning, investing, working on yourself. So as I say, I'm kind of always invested in myself, but I didn't have a specific project that I could sort of say that's what I'm doing. I mean, we're working on our business all the time. We're about to launch we've been upgrading all our websites. We've got 3 websites, and the third one's literally going to be made live, I think, overnight. Our outsourcing team is in India, so they are ahead of us. So I'll go to bed and they know that it's top priority. They were nearly ready on Friday, couldn't quite make it, so we're hoping that it's going to go live overnight, and we'll wake up and Ellie's going to have a new site in the morning. So if you're interested in Ellie's new site, here we go. If you go over to elliemcguinness.com, can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. Maybe I should just bring that down a little bit. And no, that doesn't work. No, I'm going to move that a bit later. Move that later. If you go over to Ellie's site now, Ellie's my partner. Go over to Ellie's site now. She's a health and fitness professional, and you'll see website. And that website's been with us probably for about 2 years, and we're fairly proud of it. It was like our first venture into upgrading websites. But tomorrow, or the day after at the latest, you will see a brand new website, and we are even more proud of that. And you will see our evolution of putting websites together by looking at Ellie's site tonight and go and seeing how it looks in a couple of days. So let's just check our comments. We've got any. So Jonathan's back in Canada with his lovely family. Jonathan and I belong to the Two Daughter Club. Two lovely daughters. Oh, wicked, we got Tim in the house. Hi, Tim. Sorry I had to cut you off on Friday. I'm guessing that Tim has been able to put his children to bed. So Jonathan back in Canada after fleeing Japan to get home just before IPM called. Oh, Jonathan, what a story. What a story. Yeah, feel free to come and share a bit more about what lockdown looked. I have caught up with Tim lately, but he hasn't been on the show. Maybe he's got to, I know he's working. Actually, I know Jonathan and I know Tim are both working on some really cool internet projects. And, you know, if you can't make it today, guys, or you have something you want to share, maybe just come and say hi, come back in a few days and share something more. But you have an open invite. And I'll get to why I'd love it if you both came on the show, but I'm going to leave that to you. Just let me know. Actually, if you just go to the Skype, if you go to the Skype link and put that in, I will get a beep in my ear and I will know at least someone is coming on. So that's all really cool. So let me go. Why I want you to come on the show as part of my leveling up, and why us all leveling up is going to make it better for everyone. So, told you about Martin challenges to use this time to learn something new. Didn't pay any specific attention to that at the time, but it resonated with me. It resonated with me. Then we had then obviously, of course, we had the world events. And, you know, this is a time when a lot of us are lacking community, lacking connection. We can't go to our normal places of work, etc. It's not so easy to have meaningful conversations, keep those relationships going. So I thought, well, this is a way for me to connect and to facilitate more of us connecting with each other in a light-hearted, informal way that sort of and get some positivity out there. You know, Ellie and I are not news people. We stay right away from anything that could drag us down. And so here I am, you know, just making myself available with a smile on my face, just pushing some boundaries, having some fun, playing with some new software, but with a view to connecting, building some relationships with anyone who wants to come on. And I hope I get new friends and old friends. And even if we only ever communicate once, if you just randomly come across this on YouTube, just drop in, say hi, introduce yourself, and hopefully your world will be a better place. And I'm going to have my last piece of chocolate biscuit. Cool. So, reason number 2, reason number 3. Third reason was like that kind of accountability for, so third reason was, Trey said hello earlier. Trey and I, who we've never met, but we'd been introduced a couple of weeks earlier, and we had a meeting on Zoom, our first ever connection. And we're both world schoolers, which means we travel and educate our children as we travel. And I haven't mentioned, but yep. Like I said, Jonathan and I, we belong to the Two Girl Club. My eldest is 6 and my youngest is 15 months. And Trey's a fellow world schooler. His children are a bit older, but he and I were talking, and he was trying to breathe some life into a group within the world schooling community, which is a huge community, a growing community. And if you don't know anything about world schooling, I encourage you to get involved. Now, let me just check the comments. I think there's some comments coming in. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Jonathan, can I put the link in the comments? No, I cannot. I can. YouTube doesn't allow you to put URLs into the comments, so apologies for that. So I would just have to do what you do, which is kind of copy and paste it and break it up. So, and I'd have to go out of Ecamm Live and probably faff around to do that. So apologies So this is part of me experimenting. When we first started a week ago, I put my Skype idea and I invited people to connect with me on Skype. But I realized that was a barrier. Now some of us are connected on Skype, but the URL, you don't need Skype. You just come on in. So I apologize, it is an ugly URL, but I'm sure we can all overcome that. So hope that makes sense to everyone. But again, I'll be working on, can I make that easier? Is there a way for me to do that? But yeah, YouTube comments, you're not allowed URLs in the comments. So Trey and I were talking. And Trey was trying to breathe life into this small business group with a bit of accountability involved in it, possibly a lot. And I mentioned that in the past I had actually been an accountability guy. I actually ran a small business coaching business. I coached several small businesses back home in Christchurch, New Zealand, and I ran a group accountability thing. And I rocked up at the same time, same place every week for a number of years. I think I said to Trey it was 5. I'm not 100% sure. It was several years, 3, 4, 5 years. And it was a small, intimate group, but it was there week in, week out. And I don't do that now. I don't wear that hat anymore. But as I was talking to Trey and seeing his need for some accountability, I said I wanted to get involved. I wanted to be part of the group. Our time zones weren't kind of lining up as I was talking to him, but we sort of agreed that we would both sleep on our conversation and just see where it took us. So that conversation finished, and again, a bit like the podcast with Martin, I was sleeping on it, but I wasn't specifically thinking of a certain I must do this. So now we've got 3 things. I've got the comment from Martin, I've got the world events, and I've got the conversation with Trey, all totally unrelated. And then I felt my own need for connection and doing something. And I knew something I wanted to work on, and I've been talking about this for a long while, wanted to work on more video, do more video, and specifically live video. And well over a year ago, I did invest in a bit of equipment. And if you go to our YouTube channel, which reminds me, let me just deal with that. I've forgotten about that. This is what it's all fun about. If you haven't been to our channel, please support the channel. Give this a like. That makes a world of difference to YouTube. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification. The Level Up Lives for this week are all pre-scheduled. I can't believe the progress I made within a week. So I'm getting slightly ahead of myself. So there I was, knowing I needed to do more, knowing I wanted to do more with video, knowing I needed to do more with video. I'm broadcasting to you from some software called Ecamm Live. It's a subscription-based service, but it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I've had this for probably 6 months. And apart from a little binge go at the beginning when I was trying to launch something, just events have taken over. I've been working on other things, knowing I wanted to get back to this, but sort of always having something get in the way. And this 3rd website going live was kind of the last thing. And I was like, no, I can't procrastinate or have any other excuses anymore. This is the time. I'm going to dive back in with this Ecamm Live, and I'm going to do something. And even though I haven't practiced with it for a long while, and the software's been updated, and there's features that I didn't know what to do with, I'm like, I'm gonna go with it. And I created the show pretty much on the back of that. And I went live last Monday. Can't remember what time I went. My kids don't go to bed until late, and I was like, well, it isn't really working during the day. It doesn't line up with some time zones, and also just the practicalities of the girls running around. On the first show, the girls came on the show, showed me how they were leveling up. Our oldest got out a drawing and came on and said hi to everyone, and I loved it. But I then felt it wasn't really practical to do it during the day, and then it gets to sort of 8 o'clock, which would be a nice time to do it, but it's just bedtime, and there's things to do around the house, and the cleaning's got to be done, and the tidy up after dinner. And I just had to settle on this kind of 10 o'clock, 10 past 10. It was about the only time I could guarantee, hopefully the girls were asleep. I can come down into the kitchen. I can tell you behind me is an hour's worth of washing up. And after I finish the live, which will be roughly about an hour, so half an hour to go, I will be going to do washing up. So, but this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. So, so yeah, I dived in with the show, put it up, and I could not believe within a week what I've got out of this. You know, little things like I'm just going to reach behind because I want to show you. So just not the right. So little things like right. Well, what about if I don't have any lights? So what you should have seen then is that my face got a bit darker, and this is just like a bedroom lamp that I've had to pull out one of the bedrooms, and it just lights up my face a little bit. You know, like I said, I've experimented with the microphones. So if you can let me know if you can hear this. I mean, I definitely would prefer to be using the USB mic, but I want to do the camera experiment. But hey, if someone comes on, we might postpone that to another night. And let's just double check those. Let's check those comments. And also remember, if you're just coming on, where in the world are you? We want to know, what does lockdown look like for you? Love to hear your story. Love to hear where you are, what you're doing. Okay, back to us. So I dived in with the show, and if I hadn't dived in with the show, there would be lots of things. I wouldn't have got the camera going. So I have, if you were on Wednesday or Thursday, we got the camera up, and I'm determined to put the camera up because it will give you this experience of having two views, and it means I can show you the setup. You can see how I'm working. Ecamm Live has a live demo feature, so I could actually show you the whole setup, how I play sound effects. So remember, if you come on, we can have a little. If you've got a cool sound effect, I'd love to hear it, love to share it with me. I'm not too sure how we'd do that. Maybe we'd swap email addresses and you can load it up to Google Drive or something. But yeah, so Ecamm Live's got a few. I've got a few sound effects. I've got this round of applause, which I'll give you if you come on. We've got the bicycle horn. We've got the DJ. And then we got like the kind of glockenspiel, party noise, and ding. But that's all I got, and I want something else. So what else have you got that you can share with me? And we'll go from there. What else can you tell me? You can tell me, what are you reading? What are you reading? Always nice to know what people are reading, and I'm sure there's lots of take homes and levels up in the books you're reading. So yeah, leave a comment in the chat and let everyone know what you're reading. Okay, so there we go. We've got 4 things going on, and that kind of led me to the show. So it is a spontaneous show. I'm leveling up because I want to get better at this platform, and I'm going to show you something I worked on over the weekend to make that happen, which is why if we can get a Skype call with any of you guys, even just for a few minutes, I will be able to show you something very specific that I worked on that just kind of can add a little touch to the show that just makes it pop a little bit more when there's a guest on. And I'm only talking a minor thing, but I've also got a kind of another layer of that minor thing that I could put on top. So it would be kind of cool to see how this looks if we have a guest on the show. And then if you come back and see another guest on the show, I'll show you how I'm hoping to improve this. So yeah, Jonathan, if you can type that out, and I should get a ping in the ear. I just go to Skype and make sure no one is actually on. The way this screen works, it's a little bit difficult. I'm just going to assume that. Yeah, I will get a pop in the ear. The way the screen works, I don't want to mess with my screen because I've got all the broadcast stuff in front of me. So I'm going to go back to Ecamm Live and let's just check those comments. Cool, yeah. So I'm working on the basis that you're a bit behind me, so that's all okay. Oh yeah, just one more thing. So I'm gonna start using my hands to get the camera out, and I'll show you how this works, and we'll see if we can play with that. And I might actually be able to show you this effect with the camera. So we'll go from there. So this is a Canon that I invested in. I'm not a photographer, by the way. I don't know anything about cameras. I just have this thing on automatic, but I was just looking for something a little bit better quality than the phones, although Ellie and I both actually we did invest in new phones, and so our camera equipment, our ability to produce video footage for the last 18 months has been a lot better. For the first 18 months, we were really struggling with the quality of the camera. We have so much content to share. We cannot keep up. We are not video editors. We don't know how to do that quickly, but we just haven't got the time to manage it now. So this is all part of my experiment. So I've got a tripod over here, and that cord doesn't. So last week I had the orientation around the other way. So I was looking at, I can just lift this up, see if I can lift this up. I don't know why I got that. Actually, I don't need the keyboard. So the camera's going to make it easier to do this, but last week we were like this. So you had those shelves behind, and I'm in a long kitchen. We're house sitting, by the way. Did I say that? We're house sitting. We're house sitting for a retired English couple living in France who are currently in Australia, while we, a New Zealand couple, are living in their French house. Isn't that cool, eh? Global citizenship. And this couple are amazing. They've made us so welcome. We're looking after a dog and 2 acres of land, so we feel very blessed. So I'm not too sure where you are, but our confinement, we've been quite blessed. We've got fields to explore. We've got 2 acres of garden to run around. I've been able to sort of improvise with the owner's permission and make a few makeshift playthings for the girls. We've got a little climbing frame I made out of scaffolding. We've got an outdoor bath because we emptied an old horse trough. We've been able to hook up a hammock on a dead tree. We feel very, very blessed. So anyway, I digress. So back to the camera. So yeah, so these are all sorts of things that I'm playing around with. So I mentioned the iPad earlier. So if you were watching last week, I think I mentioned that I wanted to bring in the iPad, see if we could. Tim is asking, Colin, is the Skype link clickable from your screen? So I did answer that earlier. No, it's not. And no, it's not. I've got what's called a text overlay, and so unfortunately, yeah, it's not the broadcast software goes up to YouTube. The link is not clickable. You know, I apologize, it's an ugly URL, but this is a new feature from Skype, so I think we should concentrate on what's possible rather than what's not possible. And you can't. I can copy and paste the link, but I can't copy and paste the link in. Well, actually, let me see. I can't. Well, why don't I try? YouTube does not let you paste URLs. So let me see. I've got to rearrange my screen a little bit. Can I still do this? Okay, guys, I think you can still see me. So I'm just moving my screen around because I've got all this broadcast stuff in front of me. I'm going to work on the basis that the last thing I copied and pasted was the URL. And I'm going to assume that, so I've just pasted the URL, I'm going to press send, and I'm under the impression it's going to get rejected. Maybe not. Guys, maybe not. There you go. So I put it up as a comment. You can't click the comment, but maybe you can click from the chat. I don't know. Have a go. Have a go. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's get back to the show. So let's get back to the show. I want to get that up so I can see if anything happens. There we go. So yeah, so remember, if you're just joining the show, where in the world are you? Let us know. Leave your location in the comments. maybe tell us what lockdown looks like for you. That would be really cool. No, it's not. I've got what's called a text overlay, and so
I
think my video's fine. So it's not a broadcast software goes up to YouTube. I'm getting something come back. Where's that coming from? But this is a new feature from Skype. So Jonathan. Okay, so I know what's going on. I am getting Jonathan's playback. I think that's what I'm getting. So I didn't get a beep in the ear, but did you just turn it off, Jonathan? Did you just turn the?
Yeah, I just.
You just muted the broadcast, and so we're talking through Skype now.
Yeah, we're just talking on Skype. I just closed the closed my YouTube tab. Cool.
Now, isn't this cool? Okay, so guys, we have Jonathan. We have Jonathan on the show. I'm super excited. So stuff the camera. We leave the camera. The camera can wait till another day because Jonathan's way more important than my camera. So, so what we got going on? What we got going on here is Jonathan is now. He has typed in or joined. Jonathan, I had a quick. First of all, was you able to click that link in the comments, or did you type it?
Oh, did you put a link in the comments?
I did, but only just. And you may well have already been on board because I was searching for it. So. So you've obviously typed it in. Okay, so maybe someone else can experiment with that. Okay, yeah, so what's happened here is Jonathan is probably watching the video on YouTube, and he's gone for this Skype link, but what he's seeing is about 5 minutes behind, possibly. So suddenly he's in my ear live. So what you should be hearing Jonathan right now, but you're hearing him through Skype. You're not hearing him through YouTube. So Jonathan, I want to come back to you, or maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Or maybe you have just got accepted into this call and. Blur my background and video settings. Okay, I'm just going to turn that off. We must be talking. We're talking. I don't know what happened. You must have just come on automatically without me knowing.
Or I mean, you may have just not heard me come on.
That is possible. But I thought I had to accept the call, which is where I'm confused. So anyway, who cares? Right, we're gonna bring Jonathan on. Watch this, folks. Look at that, Jonathan. You might not be able to see this, but you are now on. You are on the broadcast. So
nice.
So what I suggest you do, if you maybe if you want to see, just bring the broadcast back up, but just mute your YouTube, and then in about 5 minutes, you'll see yourself coming through, and go from there. Anyway.
Yeah, I was about my width because.
Yeah, I think you quit. Anyway, don't worry. Anyway, cool. Jonathan Van Viegen, welcome from Canada. Awesome to see you, my friend.
Yeah, it's good to connect. It's been quite some time, actually.
Yeah. And quite a lot's changed.
I know we're happy to be home. It's certainly, from being a full-time traveling family for the last more than 2 years, much like you guys, it's a kind of a shock to the system when you think of it to be back home, given the world conditions. But we're happy to be back in our home because we've got space outside, we've got a garden, we're planting, and I just miss travels. I miss Southeast Asia, so it's kind of a hard to get used to, but we are happy that we're here. That's for sure.
No, I can totally understand, and and I know you've got a great outlook on life, and would always find the positive silver lining and things will come to an end, and there will be a new normal. But traveling is not going to go away, and the world schooling
Yeah.
movement, is an ever growing one, and those frustrations are probably going to be even more pronounced for when people can, understand what they could do with their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm maybe I err a little bit on the, I don't want to say pessimistic side, but maybe it's kind of a dose of like realism in the same sense. But I don't know that it's going to be a fast return. I don't think we're going to see traveling in 2020, maybe sometime in 2021, but I don't think they're going to end lockdowns here in Canada and then people are going to jump on airplanes. It was funny. I was searching flights to Taiwan because I'd like to go check out Taiwan, and there was one flight from Canada to Taiwan. Whereas usually you get like 80 different options. There was one option, which I don't even know if it was flying. It could have just been an error, but just to kind of, just is interesting to see the world that we live in today. So
yeah, we came out of Taiwan. I don't know if we told you this story online, but we came out of Taiwan as a transit.
Yeah.
And knowing that Taiwan's a full hub, we expected it to be busy, but I got this picture of the arrivals and departures board, and it's just like 75%. I mean, this is over a month ago before the lockdown, but 75% of the board was just red, cancelled, and the airport was just like a desert. There was hardly anyone there, and that was before lockdown.
And what day was that? Did you guys fly then?
We were about the 6th or 7th of March, I want to say. So it was just...
Yeah, so we were on the 12th or the 14th? No, 15th of March. So it was even quieter by the time we got there.
Wow, yeah. So anyway, I tell us about what you are working on, because I know you're always working on something, and you can tell us about the treehouse, but what are you doing professionally? Because you've done some major pivoting, haven't you?
I mean, over the last year, we've been building out, training therapists how to launch online practices, online coaching practices. So we've got a program. It started out as an 8-week program, then it went to 12 weeks, and then now we've kind of brought it back down to 8 weeks. So it's an 8-week high-ticket coaching program, where we literally take someone who's never been online and help them launch their online practice. We help them get their niche, create an irresistible offer, and then we teach them organic client attraction strategies. And so we've been doing that for, almost a year now. And we most recently, I'd say, because of this whole global situation, have pivoted towards a monthly mastermind. So we've got a monthly mastermind now of $99 a month, and we've got about 7 people in that mastermind right now. We just launched it about 2-3 weeks ago. So we built a funnel for that, and the goal is to just keep, adding members to that mastermind. If open up an extra call or two, the larger the group goes. So that's kind of our recurring membership, like our low ticket offer. We still have the high ticket offer, but with this situation, I don't see a lot of people forking over, thousands of dollars for coaching programs. Certainly our interest in the sales, like our main funnel, which we have a main funnel, we get some people going through it, and some people booking calls. But it's certainly, I think the world is kind of, closing in on itself. People's wallets are getting a little bit tighter. And so that's why we launched the low ticket offer, which is basically, it's online therapist academy.com/mastermind. And we launched that as a kind of a response to the situation, a low ticket offer. So
you've just done, that is very recent. You've just made that happen in the last days, weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, just like all my other businesses, like I had the idea, and then I built the funnel for it in ClickFunnels within 2 days, I had the full funnel, accepting money through Stripe, and it looks great. It's probably one of my nicest funnels I've built. And we just cranked that out as quick as possible because, speed to market, you got to be fast. And we only operate in ClickFunnels. We don't do anything with a website, although I've had some real difficulties with Facebook, blocking my account, disabling my account back a few months ago. I still haven't gotten that account back. Then I opened up a new account, and then I've just been banned from posting in groups for the last week. I think because I was in my area in a local group said I was looking for some wood to build some stairs outside. So I'm really kind of turning negative towards Facebook because they keep in a heartbeat just blocking you or disabling your account. So I still have my YouTube channel, which is Jonathan Van Viegen. And I've been posting more on there, being a lot more active in Instagram. And I think down the road, we're going to focus on, I'll probably write a book, like a full, how to launch your online practice, get that up on Amazon. But for the time being, I really enjoy YouTube. I really enjoy making videos. We'll just keep, creating content, driving people to the mastermind, and then hopefully get a website going, and then, put videos and syndicate my, maybe start a podcast, blog, syndicate stuff out there. But, being home with 2 small kids, productivity is not the best. So
yeah, hence my 10:10 Central Eastern European time. It's not my ideal time, but it's the only time I can guarantee I'm going to be pretty much undisturbed. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So what does the mastermind look like, and how can people find out more?
It's really for coaches and therapists that basically want to get more clients. It's basically onlinetherapistacademy.com/mastermind. And we have a whack of freebies. Over the last year, I've built so many lead magnets and done so many, we've done an Instagram mastermind, then we did an Instagram challenge, and then we did a Facebook funnel and a training for your IG. And so we've done so many different things that we just basically did videos for all those decks, all those slides. And we've got 6 or 7 or 8 bonuses that we give out along with the mastermind. We've got an online practice launch kit, an online group launch kit, a DMT ecosystem strategy. So there's a client attraction magnet. There's so much stuff that people get.
Wow, that is amazing.
So we've got this massive, I have 8 lead magnets that I could employ at any time. But I think what we're going to pivot towards next is to take our full high ticket coaching program and collapse that into a training, like a course for $497, maybe $997.
Okay. Yep.
And then just sell that out as with no coaching attached, just as a course. And so that's kind of where we're headed, I guess, in these days. Just really digital products at this point. So,
well, I mean, that's the beauty. And for anyone watching, that's the beauty. Once you create digital content like Jonathan is talking about, that's the thing. A lot of it can be repurposed and used again and again. Like videos, written content, audio can all be brought up and packaged and put into different formats. And you can't do that with so many other things. So, yeah, you might invest a few years and really upskilling, but you can leverage it a lot. And what Jonathan's just talked about there, the way he can continue to pivot and repackage and purpose, is all because of a lot of work that's gone on over the last 18 months. And I've been watching.
Oh yeah, it's been tremendous amount of work, as every internet entrepreneur knows.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, the scalability is going to be, to really scale, you've got to run ads. And right when my original Facebook account got disabled, I was running ads, and I was paying $40 to $50 for a breakthrough call, which the industry average is between 50 and 60 to 75. So we were beating it by about 10 to 20%. doing really well. But you really need to move into ads. But the danger of moving into ads too quickly is that your products won't be tested. You won't get the results for clients. You won't have the copywriting skills. And so you can get really demolished and spend a lot of money on ineffectual ads. And so like it's really good for anyone to really, and I just dropped a video on this on YouTube, basically where I'm saying you need two things when it comes to internet marketing. You need speed to market and you need data. And your data is just going to, when you launch something, did anyone book a call? Did anyone sign up for your mastermind? Did anyone, download your ebook? And if they didn't, then you got to go back and look at what you need to do next to make it better. And if they did, great. But you got to be quick. You got to move. And because if you don't, you're gonna plan too much and you're gonna think too much, and you'll never really end up launching. So, a
bit like this channel or this show. If I'd thought about it, I wouldn't be here.
And then if you're a parent, it gets infinitely more difficult too, because it's like, how do you parent with, how do you work and parent, and it's just, there's lots of challenges, that's for sure. So.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, I'll love you and leave you there. So can you do me a favor? Can you send me a bunch of those URLs you talked about with all your with any of your funnels?
For sure.
And I'll edit the description after the live is finished. Maybe not immediately afterwards. I've got that big pile of washing up to do. I'll update the description, and at least people will be able to find you if this gets seen later on. So, and
I'll drop a couple of our funnels so that people can just go through them and see, like basically funnel hack our funnels. And we've done really well. Like, I mean, I get people telling me all the time that they cannot believe that they're on a phone call with me because they're so skeptical, yet our funnel got them on the phone call. And so, so definitely our funnels, they're good. They work. They're very much based off the kind of a hybrid of Russell Brunson and Nicholas Kusmich and a bunch of different people. So we kind of mash it all together, and so I'm happy to share those. So.
No, that'd be awesome. And I invite you to maybe come back in a few weeks' time and stay tuned to the show, but come back in a few weeks' time and maybe tell us how the leveling up is leveling up, and how the mastermind's going, and what you're doing to push that to the next level. Open invite.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to give a shout out to Tim too, because he's a good friend too. So
cool. Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Take care, Jonathan.
Take care.
Say hi to the girls.
Will do. You too.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
Cool. So you see, awesome. Look at that. So now we have, that's how easy it is. So if you want to come on the show, you literally just take that link and you can join in via a Skype call. And that every time I run the Meet Now thing, I get a new one. So there'll be a different one tomorrow night. So don't save it or anything. It's just a new one. So. Okay, so we're coming up to just on the hour, or just coming up for the hour. So I'm going to postpone the camera for another night, and we will take it from. Let me just drop that so you get me back. I'm going to use the camera. I'm going to try and show you. So we had Jonathan on. I could show you how I could split the screen, and forget the opportunity. I'm going to bring the camera on. But that's going to have to wait for another night. So it's been awesome having Jonathan on and seeing the comments, and makes it a lot better when we know people are willing to get involved. This is meant to be an informal way of people leveling up whatever you might be working on or playing on. Let's say, even if you're learning a new instrument or a game or a puzzle or something, it can be pretty light-hearted. Let's have a bit of fun. Let's make some noise, and show us, just what you're doing that you wouldn't normally do, that's making your life or your family's life or your business life much better. So we heard from Jonathan tonight. He's leveling up. I know he's been leveling up for a long while. If you didn't catch, Jonathan is by profession, he is a therapist, a relationship therapist, and but he's been a world schooling family. We met them on our travels in Thailand a few years ago, and Jonathan was working out how he could take his face-to-face skills and take them to the online world. And what you see now is he's going to share those funnels and those links, and hopefully we can. Awesome, he's back. He's going to once I get hold of those links from Jonathan, I'll update the description. So it might be a few days old, but if anyone's watching this video, they should be in the description. So okay, folks, really appreciate all of you have dropped the comments. Trey, Jonathan, Tim, awesome to see you. Remember, if you know anyone who just wants to level up, who needs something a little bit more light-hearted, wants to contribute, tell us what they're working on. Remember to let them know about the show. Let's just remember. If you don't already do so, please. Where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. Subscribe to the channel. Does that come in? How's that work? Go. There we go. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. And a share, and ring that bell. And we have we're going to be going live at the same time, same place for the rest of this week. I say this whole show is an experiment. We might find that we want to try a different time zone or a time slot, but right now, all this week, Monday to Friday, we're going to be going live at 10:10 Central European, which is 4:10 Eastern, and 8:10 a.m. if you're in our home country of New Zealand. So probably a bit early for the Aussie early risers, unless we pick up an early riser. And doesn't work for Asia, but we will do something about that. And I'm also working on how you could actually just come on the show non-live. So something I can do with Ecan software is I can actually bring videos into the show. But what I need to do, or what I feel I need to do, is find a way to compress those videos so that they are smaller size. So maybe if you go to Parenting Passports and Profits, you'll be able to get the link to our Facebook page. I don't have the link for that here. Send us a PM, and you could use that to give us a video call. And then we could take that video call, you tell us what you're working on, and we could play it, and you don't have to be live. So that could be kind of cool, and I'd like to play with that. So there's a few things that I'm going to be working on, and be awesome to see if you can do the same. So, okay, Colin Clapp, Lockdown Level Up Live, number 6, signing out from Central France. I will bid you a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening, wherever in the world you are. And remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.